Yo, what's going on, y'all? And this is day 2 of reading Genesis, or reading the entire Bible. So we're gonna be doing 5 chapters every single day, and yeah, this is gonna be a journey. But yeah, it's just 5 chapters every single day. Uh, if y'all want a review, you came to the wrong channel. I just read and then keep going. I'm playing. I read and add a bit of commentary, but let's move on to Genesis 6. So, the corruption of mankind. Now, it happened when men began to multiply. Now, hold on. Let me make sure that I'm recording. Am I recording? Okay, the answer is yes, I am recording. So I won't accidentally read all this and then not see it. So, or I mean, not hear it. So, all right, let's start in verse 1. Now it happened when men began to multiply on the face of the land, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of God saw that the daughters of men were beautiful and desirable, and they took wives for themselves, whomever they chose and desired. Oh, so the angels are Muslim. Okay. Then the Lord said, My spirit shall not strive and remain with a man forever, because he is indeed flesh, sinful, corrupt, given over to sensual appetites. Nevertheless, his days shall yet be 120 years. There were Nephilim, men of stature, notorious men on the earth in those days, and also afterward when the sons of God lived with the daughters of men, and they gave birth to their children. These were mighty men who were of old, men of renown, great reputation, fame. The Lord saw that the wickedness, depravity of man was great on the earth, and that every imagination or intent of the thoughts of his heart were only evil continually. The Lord regretted that he had made mankind on the earth, and he was deeply grieved in his heart. Real quick before we move on, this website is a really good website for study, but it's probably going to show you that regretted doesn't actually mean that the God made a mistake. I'm sure it's just going to show me that, but it just means that he's kind of not kind of he's incredibly or yeah, he's incredibly sorrowful that uh how do I put this? He's incredibly sorrowful at what mankind had been doing on Earth. Because all this would have, all this would have never happened if Adam hadn't messed up. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're meant to put the blame on Adam. He's the man, So, anyway, although some people might point out, well, it says the Lord regretted that He had made mankind on the earth. And it's like I said, this word is this word just means that he was sad, So he this really shows how compassionate God really is for us, though. Because imagine if there was just a God and he already knew all this was gonna happen, but he didn't have no love in his heart. And he'd just be like, this verse wouldn't even be here if we had a God like that. If we had a God like Allah, we wouldn't. We did this verse wouldn't be there, which is exactly why it's here now, because we have a loving God who actually cares for us. So why would a deity regret? Why would he regret? Basically, feel sorrowful that he had um that he had seen what we had been doing, or at least he already knew, but still. Um, but regardless, this really shows God's heart. It doesn't. It it doesn't show. It doesn't show that he made a mistake. So I just had to get that. I had to get that out of the way. Genesis 6:6. Remember that. People are going to try to use this as a contradiction. Remember that. Anyway, so the Lord said, I will destroy, annihilate mankind whom I have created from the surface of the earth, not only man, but the animals and the crawling things and the birds of the air, because it deeply grieves me to see mankind sin. And I regret that I have made them. But Noah found favor and grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the records of the generations, family history of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, one who was just and had right standing with God. Blameless in his evil generation, Noah lived in habitual fellowship with God. Now Noah became the father of 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Or Japheth, not Japheth, bro. There's not an L. Japheth. The population of the earth was corrupt, absolutely depraved spiritually, and morally putrid. Ugh, dang. So they just made God want to vomit. It's crazy. In God's sight, and the land was filled with violence, desecration, infringement, outrage, assault, and lust for power. Oh my gosh, that was my alarm. God looked on the earth and saw how debased and degenerate it was. I feel like the original wording was a lot more aggressive than this. But anyway, for all humanity had corrupted their way on the earth and lost their true direction. God said to Noah, I intend to make an end of all that lives, for through men the land is filled with violence, and behold, I am about to destroy them together with the land. Excuse me. Make yourself an ark of gopher wood. Make it in rooms, stalls, pens, coops, nests, cages, compartments, and coat it inside and out with pitch bitumen. This is the way you are to make it. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, its width 50 cubits, and its height 30 cubits. Okay, I don't like geometry, so if you wanna look at that, go ahead. You shall make a window for light and ventilation for the ark, and finish it at least a cubit 18 inches from the top, and set the entry door of the ark in the side, and you shall make it with lower second and third decks. For behold, I will bring a flood of waters on the earth, and destroy and to oh hold on wait. I read this and this at the same time. That was bad. Let's start from here again. For behold, I will bring a flood of waters on the earth to destroy all life under the heavens, in which there is the breath and spirit of life. Everything that is on the land shall die. But I will establish my covenant, solemn promise, formal agreement with you, and you shall come into the ark, you and your 3 sons and your wife and your sons' wives with you. That's a fair amount of people actually. So hold on, let me just do the math. That's assuming that they don't have children, obviously. The 3 sons, assuming that they don't have children, that's 2. That's 2 plus. So that's Noah, his wife, the 3 sons and their 3 wives. So that's already 8 people. Assuming that they don't have children, obviously. Assuming that they don't the sons and their wives don't have children. But anyway, and of every living thing found on land, you shall bring 2 of every kind into the ark to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female. Of fowls and birds according to their kind, of animals according to their kind, of every crawling thing of the ground according to its kind. Two of every kind shall come to you to keep them alive. Also, take with you every kind of food that is edible, and you shall collect and store it, and it shall be food for you and for them. So Noah did this according to all that God had commanded him. That is what he did. So, all right, let's move on to 7. All right, the flood. Then the Lord said to Noah, "Come into the ark, you with all your household, for you alone I have seen as righteous, doing what is right before me in this generation. Of every clean animal you shall take with you 7 pair, the animal and his female, and of the animals that are not clean, of two each, the male and his female. Also of the birds of the air 7 pair, the male and the female, to keep the offspring alive on the surface of the earth. For in 7 days I am going to cause it to rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. And I will destroy, blot out, wipe away every living thing that I have made from the surface of the earth." So Noah did all that the Lord commanded him. Noah was 600 years old when the of deluge of water came onto the on the earth, covering all of the land. And Noah and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him entered the ark to escape the floodwaters of clean animals and animals that are not clean, and birds, fowls, and everything that crawls on the ground. They came motivated by God into the ark with Noah 2 by 2, the male and the female, just as God had commanded Noah. And after the 7 days, God released the rain, and the floodwaters came on the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, on the 17th day of the second month, on that same day, all the fountains of the great deep subterranean waters burst open, and the windows and floodgates of the heavens were opened. It rained on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. On the very same day, Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them, entered the ark. They and every animal according to its kind, all the livestock according to their kinds, every moving thing that crawls on the earth according to its kind, and every bird according to its kind, every winged thing of every sort. So they went into the ark with Noah 2 by 2 of all living beings, in which there was the breath and spirit of life. Those which entered, male and female, of all flesh creatures, entered as God had commanded Noah, and the Lord closed the door behind him. Dang. It's not like Noah closed it. Nah, God closed it. Dang. It must have been it. Well, it was very serious, obviously. The flood, the great downpour of rain, was 40 days and 40 nights on the earth, and the waters increased and lifted up the ark, and it floated high above the land. The waters became mighty and increased greatly on the earth, and the ark floated on the surface of the waters. The waters prevailed so greatly and were so mighty and overwhelming on the earth, so that all the high mountains everywhere under the heavens were covered. And in fact, the waters became 15 cubits higher than the highest ground, and the mountains were covered. All living beings that moved on the earth perished: birds and cattle, domestic animals, wild animals, and all things that swarm and crawl on the earth, and all mankind. Real quick, this right here, this happened for a reason. So, of course, Noah had to bring um, animals. Of course, he had to bring animals, but this happened for a reason. All the animals, and we already know why the humans got eradicated, but the animals as well. If you really think about it, um, there are a lot of messed up people that'll do some really degenerate things with animals. We all know that. So I'm guessing that Noah had to find animals that didn't have man's seed in them, and he also had to, or God just knew that, and he just had to get rid of all the animals that had been non-consensually played with by people. Now, that's under the assumption that all these animals were that case, but I'm not gonna say all because I'm not too sure, but I'm sure it was the majority because once you get too deep into the dark, you start doing some crazy things, you know. So, darkness is the absence of light. Anyway, everything on the dry land, all in whose nostrils was the breath and spirit of life, died. God destroyed, blotted out, wiped away every living thing that was on the surface of the earth. Man and animals and the crawling things and the birds of the heavens were destroyed because of the land. Destroyed from the land, not because of the land, from the land. Only Noah and those who were with him in the ark remained alive. The waters covered all of the earth for 150 days, 5 months. Dang. Alright, let's move on. Also, let me know what y'all think of this. Let me know what y'all think of this style. And God remembered and thought kindly of Noah and every living thing and all the animals that were with him in the ark. And God made a wind blow over the land, and the waters receded. Also, the fountains of the deep, the subterranean waters, and the windows of the heavens were closed. The pouring rain from the sky was restrained, and the water receded steadily from the earth. At the end of 150 days, the water had diminished. On the 17th day of the 7th month, 5 months after the rain began, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat, in Turkey. Wait, isn't that where they found the real life version of Noah's Ark? I gotta look it up again, but I'm pretty sure. Anyway, the waters continued to decrease until the 10th month on the first day of the 10th month on the first day of the 10th month. The tops of the mountains were seen. At the end of another 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made, and he sent out a raven which flew here and there until the waters were dried up from the earth. You know that raven ain't coming back. Then Noah sent out a dove to see if the water level had fallen below the surface of the land. But the dove found no place on which to rest the sole of her foot, and she returned to him to the ark. For the waters were still on the face of the entire earth. So he reached out his hand and took the dove and brought her into the ark. He waited another 7 days and again sent the dove out from the ark. The dove came back to him in the evening, and there in her beak was a fresh olive leaf. So no one knew that the water level had subsided from the earth. Then he waited another 7 days and sent out the dove, but she did not return to him again. What happened to the raven? See, I told you that raven ain't coming back, man. Now, in the 601st year of Noah's life, on the first day of the first month, the waters were drying up from the earth. Then Noah removed the covering of the ark and looked, and the surface of the ground was dry. On the 27th day of the second month of the land, the second month, the land was entirely dry, And God spoke to Noah, saying, Go out of the ark, and your wife and your sons and their wives with you. Bring out with you every living thing from all flesh, birds and animals, and every crawling thing that crawls on the earth, that they may breed abundantly on the earth, and be fruitful and multiply on the earth. So Noah went out, and his wife and his sons and their wives with him, after being in the ark 1 year and 10 days. Every animal, every crawling thing, every bird, and whatever moves on the land went out by families, types, groupings from the ark. And Noah built an altar to the Lord, and took of every ceremonially clean animal and of every clean bird, and offered burnt offerings onto the altar. The Lord smelled the pleasing aroma, a soothing, satisfying scent. And the Lord said to himself, I will never curse the ground because of man, for the intent, strong inclination, desire of man's heart is wicked for his youth. And I will never destroy every living thing as I have done. And no, God is not lying when he says that. Because the next time an apocalypse is going to happen, it's not going to be from him. He's just the final boss. You got things that are coming that let's just say are for the people who are unbelievers. Anyway, while the earth remains seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, and day and night shall not cease. All right. Well, we're on the rainbow. And yes, that was me scrolling because I'm getting kind of tired of reading, but it's fine. And God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. The fear and the terror of you shall be instinctive in every animal of the land and in every bird of the air, and together with everything that moves on the ground, and with all the fish of the sea, they are given into your hand. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. I give you everything as I have gave the green plants and vegetables, but you shall not eat meat along with its life, that is its blood. For your lifeblood I will most certainly require an accounting for. From every animal that kills a person I will require it. And from every man's brother, that is, anyone who murders, I will require the life of man. Yikes. Whoever sheds a man's blood unlawfully, by man, judicial government shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God he made man. As for you, be fruitful and multiply. Populate the earth abundantly and multiply it. Then God spoke to Noah and to his sons with him, saying, Now behold, I am establishing my covenant, binding agreement, solemn promise with you and with your descendants after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the livestock, and the wild animals of the earth along with you, of everything that comes out of the ark, every living creature of the earth, I will establish my covenant with you. Never again shall all flesh be cut off by the water of a flood, nor shall there ever be a flood to destroy and ruin earth. And God said, This is the token, visible symbol, memorial of the solemn covenant which I am making between me and you and every living creature that is with you. For all future generations I set my rainbow in the clouds, and it shall be a sign of a covenant between me and the earth. It shall come about when I bring the clouds over the earth, that the rainbow shall be seen in the clouds. And I will compassionately remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh, and never again will the water become a flood to destroy all flesh. When the rainbow is in the clouds and I look at it, I will solemnly remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is on the earth. And God said to Noah, This rainbow is the sign of the covenant solemn pledge, binding agreement, which I have established between me and all living things on earth. The sons of Noah who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham would become the father of Canaan. These are the three sons of Noah, and from these men the whole earth was populated and scattered with inhabitants. And Noah began to farm and cultivate the ground, and he planted a vineyard. He drank some of the wine and became drunk. Dang, he was just locked in. Crazy. And he was uncovered and laid exposed inside his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw by accident the nakedness of his father, and to his father Shem told his two brothers outside. So Shem and Japheth took a robe and put it on both of their shoulders and walked back and covered the nakedness of their father. Their faces were turned away so that they did not see their father's nakedness for obvious reasons. When Noah awoke from his wine-induced stupor, he knew what his young son Ham had done to him. So he said, "Cursed be Canaan, the son of Ham. A servant of servants he shall be to his brother." He also said, "Blessed be the Lord, the God of Shem, and let Canaan be his brother, or be his servant. May God enlarge the land of Japheth, and let him dwell in the tents of Shem, and let Canaan be his servant." Now Noah lived 350 years after the flood, so that all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. The words of Noah. Wait, hold on. This is not a part of the reading. All right. Let's move on. Anyway, the descendants of Noah. These are the records of the generations descendants of Shem, Ham, and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and the sons born to them after the flood. The sons of Japheth: Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. The son of Gomer: Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Tagarmah. The sons of Javan: Elishah, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. I know there's probably gonna be like some Jewish guy in the comments. He's probably gonna be like, it's so hilarious listening to Americans trying to pronounce these not American names, and then they're just gonna like put the timestamp. It's just like everyone's gonna be putting laughing emojis in the comments. Anyway, for these, the people of the coastlines of the nation. Also, my theory on that could be entirely wrong, because these might not even be Jewish names. Anyway, for these, the people of the coastlines of the nations were separated and spread into their lands, everyone according to his own language, according to their constituent groups, families, and in their nations. The sons of Ham: Cush, Mizraim, from whom descendants the Egyptians put in Canaan. The sons of Cush: Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Ramah, and Sabteka. And the sons of Ramah: Sheba and Dedan. Cush became the father of Nimrod. He became a mighty one on earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Therefore it is said, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord. The beginning of his kingdom was Babel and Erech and Akkad and Calneh in the lands of Shinar in Babylonia. From that land Nimrod went to Assyria and built Nineveh and Rehoboth and Calah. And Nimrod built Resen, which is between Nineveh and Calah. All these combined to form the great city of Nineveh. Mizraim, the ancestor of the Egyptians, became the father of Ludim, Anamim, Lehabim, Naphtuim, and Pathrusim, and Cashluim, from whom came the Philistines, and Caphtorim. Canaan became the father of Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, and the Jebusite, and the Amorite, and the Girgashite, and the Hivite, and the Archite, and the Sinite, and the Arvadite, and the Zemarite, and the Hamathite. Afterwards, the families of the Canaanites were spread abroad. The territory of the Canaanite extended from Sidon as one goes to Gerar as far as Gaza, and as one goes to Sodom and Gomorrah and Admah and Zeboim as far as Lasha. These are the descendants of Ham according to their constituent groups, according to their languages, by their lands and by their nations. Also to Shem, the father of all the children of Eber, including the Hebrews, the older brothers of Japheth, children were born. The sons of Shem, Elam, Ashur, whatever, Arpachshad, Lud, and Aram, the sons of Aram, ancestor of the Syrians, Uz, Hul, Gether, and Mash. Arpachshad became the father of Shelah, and Shelah became the father of Eber. Two sons were born to Eber. The name of one was Peleg, division, for the inhabitants of the earth were divided in his days, and his brother's name was Joktan. Joktan became the father of Almodad, Shelef, Hazarmaveth, Jerah, and Hadoram, Uzal, Dikla, and Obal, Abimel, Sheba, and Ophir, Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan. Yeah, because there's no either. Why would it be Joktan? Maybe it is Joktan, but I think it's Jok. Anyway, now their territory extended from Mesha as one goes towards Sephar, to the hail of the east. These are Shem's descendants according to their constitutional groups, families according to their languages, by their lands, according to their nations. These are the families of the sons of Noah according to their descendants, by their nations. And from these people, the nations were separated and spread abroad on the earth after the flood. So that's where we're gonna stop, because that was 5 chapters, I'm pretty sure. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yeah, it was. So anyway, I feel like we should do like an overview after reading all that, but like I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm just not gonna do that. I feel like we should, but I'm just not going to. And also, I want you guys to rate my pronunciation on some of these names. I probably got a lot of them wrong, but I think I did pretty good. I think I did pretty good on the pronunciation of some of these names. So yeah, as of right now, that's it. God bless.